Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Welcome and good afternoon. I hope you are having a pleasant day. I was good. Yeah. A lot of people out there that want and need help and are making some traction, which is kind of cool. I gotta get rid of this toy. They keep knocking it off my table and everything else. Here they come. They're like, we hear that. Give me a second. I'm gonna go put it in the other room. So if they want to play with it, they can. And it won't bug you too much. There you go. All yours. I'll put money on it. They don't even play with it. I just had something that they thought they wanted that Dad had. That's all it was. It's like cats, they can't stand closed doors. It drives them crazy. Closed doors. Because they want to know what's on the other side. This need to know. And sound familiar? This need of just having to know. Right. Oh, sounds like one cat's playing with it. Jack plays with it a lot, but I was going to return it because they broke it. There's a little thing that spins on top. It's gone. Yeah, it spun on top. Yeah, I put batteries in it. It was spinning. Everything was cool. 10 seconds later, they broke it. I was going to take it back to Walmart, but I don't think that's happening. All right. So we are here. We're here, and that's what that is. Okay, never mind. Sometimes people approach me with things. Today I was approached about, they call themselves a peer coach, but this person would be a recovery coach, most likely. They might be peer support. They might have it. But what they were doing was they were literally telling them not to go to AA. They flat out told them, no, you don't need to go to AA. Why are you going to AA? What's that doing for you? Okay. I tell you right now, this leads to body brokering. And this person is my friend. No. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Then there was another person in the meeting, and they were talking about play. I'm like, yeah, you be careful over there. Like, where are you going? Well, I'll go here most of the time. Awesome. Great place. Because, see, I'm not going to send people to places where I know that they might get abused. I can't do it. And we've got some really, really good AA around here up north. So I send them that way. Fourth Dimension, Primary Purpose. These are some great places. Vitality in person is really good. If you're looking for a great online, it's going to be Grassroots. There's a bunch of great online meetings out there. So, but I thought it'd be fun to plug, mine. mine. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I'll probably be doing this one alone. It's all right. I don't think many people are like, yeah, Dion, I don't even work in the field. What the fuck do I care? Right? If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. But you might want to know this, because if you're helping other people out, it's good to know It's good information. Now, it's starting to end. Hi, Amber. It's starting to end, but unfortunately, for the last 4 years, anybody that worked in the field was guilty until proven innocent because there were too many crap things going on. And I'm not going to, this is not about, I'm not going to point a finger here. Well, I might a little bit, but this is more about there are two types of people. So I really want to, I'm going to give you, I'll give you a example here. Right. So after the meeting today, I went back over to the crisis center again. I went over there and talked to somebody who asked for some help last week because I was curious what happened with the client. And it turns out everything worked out okay. But they were so appreciative. They were like, she said, yeah, when it came up, I knew who to call. And you could see the relief. Her eyes started to shine a little bit. Right? And I know what it is. I know what it is. And I said, yeah, see, what we need is resources where if you send somebody somewhere, you need to be able to sleep at night knowing that they're taken care of. That's how it needs to be done. And she's like, thank you so much. Thank you. And that's what we're doing out here. The people that have service hearts, I'm going to help them all day. I'm going to feed them. I'm going to keep sending them people because there's more and more people now coming to me, which is cool. And I'm just sending them the right place. I don't take them on as clients. I'm not set up to take on clients. Okay. But I'm really good at matching this person with that person or your personality type to the right kind of system and things like that. And when I hear a recovery coach or a peer support person telling somebody not to go to AA, okay, what do they want? Well, they want to isolate this person is what the first thing they want to do. They don't want anybody else around that's going to go against. Hey, Kathy, been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right. In this case, it is unethical. It is unethical for them to say that. Yeah. It's even a little bit unethical for me to sit here and say they're doing wrong. That's even kind of pushing it, I think. All right. Let me ask you this. Would you take an ethics class let's say you're going to become a recovery coach and you knew the person teaching the class committed Medicaid fraud? Would you really listen to them? Because that's what we got. That's what we got. All right. There's a lot of great people out there doing a lot of really, really good things. And I don't want these people to be overlooked either. Right. So, I mean, and for me, I can spot them quick. I can tell the difference. I know the ones who are in it for service, and I know who the ones are then that are in it for status. I can tell. If it's in Colorado, like when my friend brought up this person, the first thing I did is I went to their Facebook page and I looked at their friends, and it's the same people. I knew, bam, right there. It was all the evidence I needed to tell this person, block them. And I did. I'm like, you need to block them and you need to stay away from them. All right. Not only that, but they were hitting on her. And that right there makes me want to throat punch somebody. Man. Right. So this field has become a career path, but for some of us, it's a calling. Right. Now, I don't take money for what I do yet. It might happen someday. I don't know. I have a friend, Lori, who has gone out and gotten all the right education, and you know what? She went and did that, but it is so bad that she does that as service work now. She does that out of the goodness of her heart. She went and got a regular job because even with all that, and she did it the right way too. But because of all the bull crap, it is really hard to help somebody and work for a corporation. There's just too much red tape. They couldn't take it either. God bless her. God bless her. And God, I hope you put her in a place where she's the most, because she's really good at what she does. She's really good. All right. Recovered drug addict. She's like the female version of me, but she's also a drug addict. Right. So I can get some different views from her too. She's got this clinical side. She got it down. She went and did her homework, man, and she teaches me quite often different skills and things like that. Um, and she's down south, so we can't really send clients and things. But that's kind of what it's come down to for her. It's a calling. Now, if you're in the field and you're making enough money to pay your bills, I think that's awesome. I think that's great. But it's most likely not going to be that way. When I went to work at Detox 2 years ago, it was probably 3 years ago now, $16.75 is what I was being paid. And I've been working in the industry 2 to 3 times longer than anybody else there. Right? I couldn't even afford the insurance that they provided me. I wouldn't have a paycheck. Right? I have to use EBT and food banks. I have to go to clothing drives. I actually got enough money to buy a new pair of Skechers. These are the first brand new, really good shoes I've had in 15 years. At least in the last 5. I'm broke. I don't even really have enough money to put in the basket today. Hey, that's why I do so much service work, because I feel I got to make up for that. Well, that's not totally true either. I did pay for the Zoom meeting for months. It's all right. It was on me. All right. So you have type 1, right? And type 1 is the servant. And this person, it's saying lived experience, but not always. Not always. People that there's different types of people that end up in this field. The first one is the person, and we're talking about the ones with servant's hearts that want to do this the right way. All right. So we have the first person who is maybe a recovered alcoholic or addict or from something else, who has gone on to get a little bit of education, and they go to work at a detox and try and help people find resources. Okay. That's going to be your first one. Now, this person with the right education, right? They already have the experience. So with the right education, this person can make more of an impact than any other person we're going to talk about here, if their intentions are correct. If they're held accountable at every step that they take. Every little step you take. All right. These are what I call servants' hearts. Let's talk about the servant heart next. Okay. These are people who are not addicted, who are non-alcoholic, but they probably lost a loved one to drugs or alcohol, probably a mother, a father. And what they were the hero in the family. See, they still came from a family that's your next type. Servant's heart that wants to help because they saw somebody in their life go through it. We need these people. These are the lifesavers. These are the hope bringers. These are the people that will go get you a glass of water, that will help you clean up your puke and detox, that will help you get a new set of clothes or do your laundry. These are the people, and we need them. Okay, the servant's heart people are the people that if you go into detox, they treat you like a human being. They treat you with a level of respect, and they do everything that they can to help you. And it's beautiful. I meet them every day. And I love being around them. And they like being around me too, because I make their life easier. Actually, I don't make their life easier, I make their job better. I just showed it at Community Reach Center for the Crisis Center. Okay. I think we as a group have made more of an impact there than anything else so far. Right. It was pretty cool that she said when that problem came up, it was cool because I knew who to call. I felt like Ghostbusters. It was kind of cool, right? These are the people who would do it for free and often have. Yep. I don't, yeah. I'm not going to say, yeah, I just keep repeating myself. I'm going to say, oh, I don't charge, I don't charge. Who gives a fuck? All right. Honestly. Okay. Or they take part of the time and they do it for free. Okay. Like uh, when I was working at Detox, okay, I made a promise to myself. Yes, Dion, you can go to work at Detox, but sponsees first. You better be sponsoring people then first, and make sure that you're taking care of your service part. Because a lot of times people get into this field, they go to work at Detox and they consider that to be service. If you are being paid, it is not service work. It is work. Okay. And that's okay too. That's perfectly legitimate in my book, because you're not working there as an AA member. You're working as a member of society who wants to help somebody else out. Nothing wrong with that. I don't mind if you get paid for it, but you better learn some ethics first. Okay. Because the problem is people get into this field and suddenly they get 2-3 years under their belt and they think they fucking know everything. I see it happen all the time. Okay. But working in this field is a lot like AA. Okay. You are a cog in a machine that works, and it's okay. It's okay. You can just be one tiny cog in it. It's a sacrifice. We don't need the attention because we understand that the real gift comes from doing a good job. That self-worth is worth more than any amount of money out there. Unless you're broke right now, then that's probably not, right? So we speak from scars, not from scripts. Yeah. We have settled our past. We've settled it. Now the other side, they have not done that. I'll tell you what they do. They're two-stepper. We would call them two-steppers. They admitted that they were powerless, that their lives were unmanageable, and they help other people. They didn't do anything else. And here's the problem. You can't transmit something that you do not have. And if you haven't done the work, then therefore you cannot transmit it. So what are we stuck with? Positivity. And it becomes toxic. It becomes toxic positivity. Oh, you're just not being positive. That being positive isn't always the answer. Having a good attitude certainly helps. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, right? So then we have the second type, the performer. Yep. I remember when recovery coaches could start taking Medicaid and insurance. And these were the exact words out of somebody's mouth. Yay, now I can go after the low-hanging fruit and build my empire. And I'm going to tell you something, they did. Yep, still doing it. Yes, thank you, Amber. That's another way they get you is frothy emotional appeal, right? Because in AA, if you come in and say everything sucks, it's horrible, we're going to tell you you are correct. You are correct. It is not, you are correct. Your current behavior is not okay. I was there too, and it wasn't okay for me to do it either. So you're right. But I have a solution for you because I've been there and I did the work. Or the frothy emotional appeal. Oh, no, you're not that person everybody says that you are. You're not this. You're not. No, you're not. And that's even what this guy said to this girl. You're not an alcoholic. What? Yeah. No. Sounds like something more nefarious was going on. I think it was a little more sexual, which is even more disgusting. That makes it even worse, right? So credentialed maybe, but disconnected. I don't care that you went and got your credentials. I have credentials too. Sure, I do. Right? Not only that, but I know alcoholics. Just because you have the knowledge doesn't mean you're applying it. You know, they'll stop by and, do their hour on Sunday for church and call it good. But of real work, they do nothing. Nope. See, alcoholics are super promoters and we're performers. We are. Black sheep are performers. See, in the dysfunctional family, you have the hero, which is the top of the line, right? Those are people with the servants' hearts that work in detox and treatment and stuff. Then we have the black sheep. This person usually ends up being the alcoholic or addict in the family. Okay. Then you have the lost child. This person also has servants' hearts. In fact, they probably have more servant heart than the hero because the hero is really mad. They're usually mad. So it's usually the lost child. Then you have the clown, the one that makes all the jokes. See, and the black sheep and the clown, these are the ones that are most likely. The second born and the fourth born is usually the alcoholic or addict in the family. And it matches. I know it does. You could still be the first, it could still work out different. Kind of depends on how many people were in your family, right? So one of these two people. So we are super promoters. Most alcoholics are salespeople. They're either in sales or they have been in sales. Oh, I don't work in sales. I work in the I work in the hospitality industry. You work for tips? Yeah, that's sales. Pretty much everything. So you can imagine that an unaccountable alcoholic who has not done the work, who has not figured out who they actually are yet, what are they? Well, they're still Mr. Hyde. They are still hiding behind a mask. And you can see it. Look at the eyeballs. Look at the eyeballs. You'll see it. If your intuition says bullshit, it's probably correct. So they talk about trauma in PowerPoints, but wouldn't know what to do with a crying newcomer. No, they don't deal with the crying newcomer. They're not at detoxes. They're not because they don't know how to do it. Because they did not go do the work. See, a recovered alcoholic can get away with saying certain things. Like, I think you're just being a belligerent Irishman who thinks he knows everything. We get to say that. Why? Because me too. Because I'm one too. But I faced it. I faced it. A lot different. A lot different. Okay? When profits replace purpose, people get hurt. And unfortunately, at least in Colorado, recovery is big business. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're making money off of other people's desperation, loneliness, their depression. They're making money off of other people's ailments. Yeah. And it hurts. It hurts in the fact that misinformation in the recovery field has the power to kill. Right. So, what is the cost of running? What is the cost of the wrong type running the show? Policies that people forget, programs that look good on paper but leave the hearts untouched. Recovery cannot be manufactured. It has to be experienced. And it's going to be your own experience. Okay. They will take things like multiple pathways to recovery. Right. Now, because they were, and I took this wrong too, because when I thought multiple pathways to recovery, well, I thought that's where you kind of landed, whether it was AA or this or this or this or that, right? Or Celebrate or Smart, I'll bring some up, Wellbriety, right? That's what I thought it was. No. And at one point, somebody said to me, right, and this came from an unhealed recovery coach. There are 47 different ways or 47 different paths to the multiple paths of recovery. And I said, there's something very wrong with that. And I'm going to tell you why. You can't give an alcoholic 47 options. They're going to pick none. We've got to guide them, right? Even earlier, I read something at the meeting today in the big book, page 25, right here. So it talks about there's a solution. Almost none of us like the self-searching, the leveling of pride, the confession of shortcomings, which the process requires for a successful consummation. But we saw that it really worked in others, right? And that's where our hope came from. We saw that it was where, and we had come to believe in the hopelessness and futility as we have been living it. It's this next line right here. When therefore we were approached by those in whom the problem had been solved, there was nothing left for us but to pick up the simple kit of spiritual tools laid at our feet. What does it say? When therefore we were approached. Did your sponsor approach you? Because it says it right there. It says it. There it is. I'm not big on the change, but if it's helping people and working, which I mean, if we're begging for money and not enough people in, then maybe it's not working. I don't know. I do know, but I'm just going to say I don't know because I don't want to start an argument. Right? All right. So when we sit here, yes, it's Wednesday. Was something going on Wednesday? Did something that Amber's like, motherfuck, it's fucking Wednesday. Ugh. I feel like I'm missing out on something there. All right. So we remember this. So what's the solution? Well, we got to get back to service. Okay. And it's something that I am trying to do with the detoxes right now, where an AA group can go and sign up for an 8-hour shift, but you each take different times through the day so that when people are wanting help, it's right there. You can 12-step them. You can just be volunteering at detox, and we can bring some service work back. Then we won't have these yahoos invading us, right? So anyway, so we fix this by remembering the principle that AA, NA, and every other A is built on. Every grassroots movement that ever worked. One alcoholic helping another. It doesn't need to be more than that. Oh, the 2 p.m. meeting. It was a good meeting, too. You know what I'll do on Wednesdays if you want, Amber? I will send you a separate message from mine, so that way your phone goes ding, right? So I'll do that because you're like a daughter to me. I'll do anything for you. So real recovery doesn't need a title. I'm a recovery coach. I'm a peer support specialist. And now they're just making names up. I can't believe some of the names people are. I mean, they are really reaching. Okay, pictures. Some of the pictures that you can tell it's AI. And if they're lying about their fucking picture, what else are they lying about? If they can't be truthful how they look, if that's what matters. Hell, half the time I come on here, I'm in pajamas, I'm disheveled, just got up, my hair is a mess, unshaved. Amber says it doesn't ding for you. I just actually look at your text. Well, good. Thank you for saying that, because I'm going to be honest. This week, my brain's been like, Dion, you're just not a priority in people's lives. I haven't been listening to it because it was wrong. But thank you. Thank you for saying that. So if you're in this field, please ask yourself, am I here to serve or to be seen? Okay. If you are not willing to ask yourself that, get the fuck out of the field. Then get out. You do not belong. You have work to do. You got work to do. See, I know who you're going to go after to try and get these recovery coaches, and the person I was talking to earlier is a perfect example. Yep. Right. Not this time, devil. Nope, you ain't taking that one. God's already taken care of it. Sorry, devil. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We got our meeting at 5 o'clock. You can always just go to DACA.org and grassroots. You're not going to find us on everything AA. Or you just reach out to me, and I will send you the link for it. Would be great to have you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on trudging.